In this video, we're going to walk through how to monitor students using Hapara and kind of help them focus on their learning. So right here, I've got a test classroom and I'm going to go ahead and enter it. Now in this class, I don't have any students just to save some of those privacy. And so right here, I'm going to go into highlights. In highlights, you'll be able to see every single student's screen on this page. You can look at the browser tab. So what that means is you can see what they're doing on that tab. And you can also see what they're doing on current tabs. This will show if they have like 10 tabs open, and you can actually exit them out of any tabs that you might need to. The next part that we're going to kind of talk about is right here. It's called guided browsing. With guided browsing, you are able to click it and you can do a focus session or you can do a filter session. So a focus session is where they can only go to maybe 3 different sites. So for example, maybe ClassLink, iReady, and STMath or something else. They can only go to those 3 sites. If you set up a filter session, they can go to anything but YouTube, anything but STMath, anything but Prodigy. So they can go anywhere on the web within the school filtering, and then they cannot go to those websites that I just mentioned. So you can also set up different templates. So let's go ahead and let's set up a focus session. Once I do that, I can enter up multiple links into here. So if I wanted to, I could go in and let's go ahead and add ClassLink. So I've got the ClassLink Launchpad, and this is really important for those websites where students have to log in. And then I might want to add, let me go ahead and sign in. Once I've got that one all set, I want to go in and I might want to set up so that they can only go into BrainPop. So then I'm going to add the BrainPop link. Okay. Once I've got that, I want them to go to the whole site. If you only did the pages, they won't be able to leave the home screen. So make sure you click whole pages, and then you can set minutes. This is important because if your students switch classes and they're still in a focus session, they won't be able to go to the other teachers' websites. So you'll need to release them or set the time exactly whatever you need. You can end the session whenever you want as well, but just kind of pay attention to this area so that they're not locked when they go to the next class. And then here at the end of the session, do you want them to be able to reopen any tabs that they had or keep any links that were during that session? And I usually just keep those yes. And then right here is where you can set it up for your class, your students, and your groups. So the class, the students, and the groups. And then right here, I can schedule this for later. So if I didn't want this until Monday or second period, I can go in and schedule this for whatever time I want to do. I don't want this for later, so I'm going to hit no, and it probably won't let me because it's, again, out of the school session. The next thing that you're going to do is you can save that as a template if you're going to use this a lot, which you might want to kind of do, and then I can name this. So I could call this Brain Pop. And then I hit start session. Again, I would only be able to do this if students were in school. So let me go ahead and try to schedule this for later. Let's do Monday, and then let's do 10 a.m. Schedule session. And it didn't want to get my AM. Oh, I need to hit OK. There we go. And then I'm going to hit schedule session. Okay. If I want to fix anything, I can go over here where it says schedule, and I can see all upcoming, and then I can make any corrections that I want to do, or I could duplicate this to reoccur and to allow that focus session again, or I can delete it. I'm going to go ahead and delete it. If this was live, you'll have like a message up here, and you're able to, again, cancel it at any time that you might need to. Now I'm going to go over here to guided browsing again. We're going to talk about a filter session. Real quick though, right here you can see my template for BrainPop. So if I review this, it keeps everything the way that I set it up, which is super helpful. Again, guided browsing. Now let's do a filter session. I can enter up to 5 links, and a lot of times teachers want YouTube. So YouTube can go in here, and then I can hit enter. Again, there's the time. I can set it for the whole class, or I could just do a certain student. You can check which students, and again, you can create these as templates to use later. I could set it up as groups. So if you set up groups and you differentiated it, maybe you're doing a station rotation type of model, you can set up your groups, and then you can kind of monitor by different groups that you might have set up for your blended learning activities. So I'm going to go ahead and click the whole class. And then again, I would pick the time, the date if I wanted to schedule this, or maybe I want this to go live. And then again, here's my little template, and I could call this YouTube. Save it, and that will pop up in that same spot that it was in before. And again, I can hit schedule. Let me do AM. And then let's change this date to like next week. And then I just hit schedule once I get my AM in. Okay, and again, it goes right here into that scheduled area. So that way I can see what's coming up. And then again, I can edit, copy, or I can delete these as well. If I want to send a message, I'm also able to type in a message and send it to the whole class or just students or just groups. So that again can be really helpful as you're just trying to send and monitor your students. Over here where I, on highlights, see where it says groups? I can create a brand new group. And again, you can change these colors to whatever you might want to do. And then you would just click which students. Again, there's no students in this class. And then I would just hit add so that they get added to this group. And I can rename this group because I know a lot of teams have maybe like superheroes as their groups or whatever. You're able to go in and rename it, change the colors, and then you can start to differentiate your focus and guided browsing as well. Or you can just view whatever group you might need to view on the screen. So if you have questions or need help with Hapara, happy to walk through more. But those are like the main areas that you might want to hit. Also, pause screens is really nice. It will pause the student screen so that they have to look at you and focus on you. So again, those are just some things. And if you need additional support on this, I am happy to come in. I can co-teach this with you live as we have students, so that way you can kind of see it with students in action.